In a distant kingdom, nestled between towering mountains and a silver river, lay a small village named Elder Grove. The villagers lived simple, peaceful lives, surrounded by lush greenery and vibrant flowers. However, on the farthest edge of Elder Grove, a dark forest loomed, a place known as the Whispering Forest. No one dared to enter the Whispering Forest, for it was said to be cursed. The trees were ancient and gnarled, their branches twisting into grotesque shapes. Legends whispered of eerie voices that would call out to anyone who ventured too close, luring them deeper into the darkness, never to return. In Elder Grove lived a young girl named Lila, curious and brave, with fiery red hair and a spirit to match. She had heard the stories of the Whispering Forest all her life, but couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to the tale. One moonlit night, driven by an insatiable curiosity, Lila decided to uncover the truth. As she approached the edge of the forest, an icy wind rustled the leaves, carrying faint whispers that sent shivers down her spine. Lila hesitated, but her resolve was strong. She stepped into the shadows, the whispers growing louder with each step. "Lila! Lila, come closer!" The voices cooed. The deeper she ventured, the darker it became. The moonlight barely penetrated the thick canopy above. Twisted roots and thorny bushes snagged at her dress, as if the forest itself was trying to keep her from advancing. But Lila pressed on, following the haunting voices. After what felt like hours, she stumbled upon a clearing. In the center stood a massive, ancient tree, its bark blackened and charred. At its base, a small, intricately carved door was nestled among the roots. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, urging her to open the door. With trembling hands, Lila reached out and turned the handle. The door creaked open to reveal a spiral staircase descending into darkness. Mustering her courage, she stepped inside, the door slamming shut behind her. The whispers now echoed around her, mingling with the sound of her own heartbeat. Down, down, down she went, until she emerged into a cavernous chamber lit by flickering torches. In the center of the room stood a stone pedestal, upon which rested a large, ornate mirror. The frame was adorned with sinister, grinning faces, and the glass seemed to ripple like water. Lila approached the mirror, mesmerized by its strange allure. As she gazed into it, the surface began to shimmer, revealing a scene from her past. She saw herself as a child, playing with her friends near the edge of the forest. But the scene quickly darkened, showing shadows creeping towards the children, their eyes glowing red with malevolence. Horrified, Lila tried to look away, but the mirror held her gaze. The whispers grew louder, forming words that echoed in her mind. "The forest hungers, the forest calls. Only the brave can break the curse." Desperate to break free, Lila reached out to touch the mirror. The moment her fingers brushed the surface, a cold, bony hand shot out, gripping her wrist with an iron grasp. She screamed, but no sound came out. The hand pulled her into the mirror, and she found herself in a twisted version of Elder Grove, where the sun never shone, and the air was thick with the stench of decay. The villagers here were not the friendly faces she knew, but hollow-eyed specters, their bodies gaunt and skeletal. They whispered as she passed, their voices a chilling chorus. "Free us, Lila. Break the curse." In the center of this nightmarish village stood a grand, crumbling mansion, its windows dark and foreboding. Lila knew this was where she needed to go. She pushed open the heavy doors and stepped inside. The interior was a labyrinth of cobwebbed halls and shadowy corners, but she felt a strange pull guiding her steps. At last, she reached a grand ballroom, its once opulent decorations now faded and covered in dust. At the far end of the room, a figure sat on a throne made of twisted branches and bones. It was a woman, her skin pale as moonlight, her eyes black voids. Her long, flowing hair seemed to merge with the darkness around her. "Welcome, Lila," the woman said, her voice the same as the whispers that had haunted her journey. "I am the queen of this cursed forest." Lila felt a surge of fear, but stood her ground. "Why have you brought me here?" she demanded. The queen's smile was cold and cruel. "Long ago, I was betrayed by those I loved. In my rage, I cursed this land and its people, binding their souls to the forest. Only one with a pure heart and unyielding courage can break the curse. You, Lila, are that one. But how? Lila asked, her voice trembling. The queen raised a hand, and a dagger appeared, its blade shimmering with an otherworldly light. Take this dagger and pierce my heart. Only then will the curse be lifted. Lila hesitated. The queen's eyes bore into her, filled with a sorrow that tugged at her heart. But she knew what she had to do. With a steady hand, she took the dagger and approached the throne. The queen closed her eyes, and Lila plunged the dagger into her heart. A blinding light filled the room, and Lila was thrown back. When she opened her eyes, she was back in the whispering forest, standing before the ancient tree. The whispers were gone, replaced by a profound silence. The forest seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. As she made her way back to Elder Grove, the sun began to rise, casting golden light through the trees. The villagers emerged from their homes, their faces filled with joy and gratitude. The curse was broken, and the forest was free. From that day on, the Whispering Forest was no longer a place of fear. It became a place of wonder and beauty, a testament to the bravery of a young girl who dared to uncover its secrets. And though the whispers had faded, the legend of Lila's courage lived on, a story told to children around warm hearths on dark, stormy nights.